Welcome to Stuck, Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Drift, and I want startup businesses to be wildly successful. So today we're going to be talking with Andrea Stenberg from Andrea Stenberg Consulting about using video as a tool when you're a startup business. Welcome, Andrea.
Thanks for having me, Mary.
So why is video so important these days?
There's a few reasons. One of the reasons is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, even Pinterest are telling us that video is getting more reach, it's getting more engagement, and people are spending more time watching videos than they are with any other type of content. Now, when I'm talking to clients, I'm not saying do video because I want you to work for Facebook for free, far from it. But the fact of the matter is, if you have a business, the more time somebody spends interacting with your brand, with your content online, the better chance that you have to get them to, first of all, even remember you exist, getting them to understand what it is you do, and to know, like, and trust you enough to actually reach into their wallet and buy from you. And video is one of the fastest, easiest ways to do that, to build that connection with people and get them to remember you and eventually become your customer.
Sounds good. So some of the housekeeping tips about video. How long should a video be?
That is one of the most common questions that I get asked. It depends on where your video is being published, what type of video it is, your skill as a presenter, and your audience. So, for example, something like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, under 10 seconds performs better. But those types of videos are really more about like sort of grabbing attention. They're kind of like really top of the funnel videos where you're just trying to let people just even know that you exist. So shorter is better. Now, one of the things is, I think it was Mark Twain who said, I apologize that this letter is so long because I didn't have time to make it shorter. And it is true. If you want to have really good quality videos, short videos are harder to make them well. So one of the things I always tell people to start with, the simplest, easiest way to start doing video is doing a live video. And there's a few reasons for that. One, if you have a smartphone and you know how to post to Facebook, you can absolutely go live. You don't need any other technology. You don't need any fancy bells and whistles. You can go live. The second thing is you don't have to learn how to edit video because you're just going live. And the third thing is when people are watching a live video, nobody expects you to be perfect because they know it's live and anything can happen. So if you stumble over a word or you forget what you're trying to say, you just correct yourself and go on. So for a live video, it really runs the gambit. I know people who routinely do hour-long live videos, and people absolutely join in. They're there live and they stay to the end. But for beginners, people who are just starting out, that's really stressful to try to think about being live on camera for an hour. So I tell beginners, find a really succinct topic that you can talk about for between 5 to 15 minutes. And if you can aim for somewhere in that sweet spot, you can say what you have to say and get done without, being too wordy, running on and losing the interest of your audience. But it's also kinder to yourself. It's much less stressful to say, I'm going to go live for 10 minutes, then I'm going to go live for an hour. But then once you've got some track record, what you can do is all the platforms have pretty detailed statistics of who's watched, how long people have watched, and then you can start experimenting and say, okay, if I go for an hour, do people watch?
You're a brand new business. Isn't the best first video to do your 20-word elevator pitch just to introduce yourself that you can put on LinkedIn or Facebook or TikTok?
Yeah, definitely introducing yourself is one of the most important videos. And it's actually something you're going to repeat because you're going to get better at being on camera. You're going to get better at speaking about your business and what you do. And then also when you're posting on social media, people don't tend to go back and scroll through all your videos. So every month or two, you want to reintroduce yourself to your audience and about who you are, what you do. And there's kind of two parts of those introductory videos, because absolutely you're a startup. So you need to talk about your business, who you serve, what's the problem that you solve, or, what's your product or service. But you also need to share a little bit about who you are as a person, because particularly when you're a startup and you don't have a long track record, people need to get to know the person behind the business a little bit to start building that know, like, and trust. Because if they feel like they know you as a person and they like you, they start to trust you, and it makes it easier for them to buy from you, even if you're a new business.
Being able to talk about how you came up with the idea to solve this problem you had is a really good thing. And it gives you a chance to demonstrate your product or service in more than one way to more than one audience, but keep them short, right?
Yeah. And also, like, if you can legitimately say, I had this problem and, this is how I struggled. People who are also currently have that problem, they're going to go, oh, she's just like me. We have something in common. I'm going to, maybe she's the person who can solve my problem for me.
And then it's also another good use of video. You don't necessarily have to post it, but if you videotape your pitch so that you can get better at doing pitches to potential angel investors as well as to potential customers, that's a great way to kind of watch yourself and be able to improve, right?
And so, yeah, the camera is your friend if you're learning how to present and how to speak, because you can actually then look at yourself and say, oh, what do I need to improve? What do I need to get better? But I would like to warn people is be kind to yourself, because I promise you're going to be your own worst critic, and nobody will be as hard on you as you are on yourself. So don't pick every little error or mistake, to shreds, or you'll just be a quivering puddle on the floor and never be able to speak again in front of people.
Right. And there's a local startup called Time Bolt, and their whole app takes video and cuts out all the ums and ahs and blank spaces. So you end up with something with lots of jump cuts, but the next generation folks apparently don't care about those.
And, with like TikTok and Instagram, the editor in those apps are designed for jump cuts. So not only people don't mind, they expect it. So having the jump cuts and cutting out those little spaces where you just gapped, or where you stumbled, or where you repeated words, or you went and ah, it makes it tighter, it makes it snappier. And what's the saying that we now have shorter attention spans than a goldfish? So the jump cuts make your videos seem more fast-paced, more pithy, more to the point, and it's suitable for today's audiences.
Right. So thank you very much, Andrea Stenberg. Do you have any parting thoughts?
Well, I know one of the things that people always say to me is, oh, I'm not ready to do video. I don't know what to say. My hair isn't perfect. I don't have the right equipment. And it's like, start today, because the sooner you start, the sooner you start getting better. And that's really the goal with video, is you don't have to make the perfect video. Just try to make this video a little bit better than the last one you made.
Right. And when you start, you don't have that many followers in the first place. So you can make all those mistakes when there aren't that many people watching. Go
Exactly.
for it, gang. So thank you very much. This is Mary Scott with Business Riff. I want startups to be wildly successful. So the best thing you can do is book a synergy call with me. And join us again next time for Stuck, Time to Improv.